Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chariant series. Here we are with the last of the spooders. This is the 7KC. I don't know what the C stands for. It certainly isn't clan, it just is. It could also be some kind of latent fans of Alberto Del Rio. We're not quite sure. Anyway, the Spider 7KC is built in the 3070s, so a little past the time that I'm sort of a fan of the Battletech, but you can build this one, again, with the reliable 5V or any of the Spiders with a single energy hardpoint in the CT. It's supposed to have a C3 slave unit, except basically everybody's got a C3 slave unit because you all share targeting data, so it's a piece of equipment they've never had to add. I guess it wouldn't really make sense to have C3 anyway. Players have got to know where their teammates are, or else the gameplay's just going to be completely fucking insane with people not knowing where friendlies are, blah blah blah, that. So this one just has the little light PPC, and outside of that, there's not really much different. It's the same speed, pretty much the same engine. Just keep it with loads of jump jets and max out the armor as best you can, and go from there. Now, Snubnose is not a good choice. It overheats way too quick. Did try it out with that, just for fun, and see what a spooder with a Snubnose can do. Which is, yes, better damage, but definitely not worth the huge amount of heat. Whereas the light does quite work with this, because the maneuverability of this spider means, especially in a map like here on Solaris, you can use the height to your advantage. You can jump across between the buildings, and any map with any kind of elevation, you can quickly get up there and start sniping. It's only 5 damage, obviously, per shot, but it recharges fast enough and doesn't overheat you, so it's kind of fun. I like the sort of hit-and-run tactics, or at least poking and stabbing enemies who are distracted by larger friendlies, and you can just keep hammering them. The main highlight of this one is just how quick the enemy team just got rolled up. After this initial encounter, and the friendly light just charges in there. He goes full Leroy Jenkins on this. He just goes in, and he's got no fear. He's in there with assaults, heavies, other lights, and somehow he doesn't die. 2 enemies get killed before he even gets close to death. I don't know how this happens. It just, all of a sudden, the enemy team just get completely mauled, and the rest of it is just me running around looking for targets of opportunity. It's actually probably the only reason that I've enjoyed this one, is because this match coloured my my enjoyment of it. Because, yeah, I was just a spectator of this whole thing. My team carried big time. It tore them apart. You can see it's just the numbers are racking up. But would I recommend the light one? Yeah, actually, I like PPCs. And it's nice to have mechs that use them. There's obviously not many mechs, even if you buy them stock, if any, thinking about it, that come with a light PPC, and nothing springs to mind here. But yeah, so any opportunity to bring heavy or light PPCs is always fun. I don't think they're weapons that are used all that often, although they were introduced. I think they're mostly on some of the Innosphere Omni mechs, and some of the much later designs going into sort of the early 3070s onwards. Because the problem with the time period that the game is currently sort of loosely set in, this Fedcom Civil War era, weaponry, light PPCs and heavy Gauss and all that are literally cutting edge. They've just arrived, so not many variants or existing designs use them. It's nice, obviously, to have the other weapons, but for me it sucks, because when you're trying to run stuff that sticks to the weapons they come with, virtually none of them have any of this new equipment. That's why I enjoy the Fafnir so much, because I like to get to use heavy Gauss rifles without mauling one of my other assault mechs to just jam a heavy Gauss in there, or a hunchback or something. So yeah, it's fun. I like it. And other than that, it's just the rest of this rather fun little match going on. So that's it for the spiders. We're going to be going over to the clan side of things. It's going to be Arctic Cheetah, and sadly, a bit like the Mistlinks, there are other variants, but there aren't enough hardpoints. If you can believe that, with Omnimax and the ability to switch the pods, there are actually multiple clan variants I can't build, because they're just either not enough hardpoints in the right location, like a side torso for instance, or there just aren't enough combinations that I can make enough hardpoints to fit the weapons. So there's only one version of the Arctic Cheetah I can build. So what I'll end up doing is probably the Arctic Cheat and then another Innosphere 30 ton. I'll give you a couple of videos the following week, and I have to see how we go from there. I thought it would be a lot easier with the clan stuff, to be honest. I was surprised with the Mistlinks when I couldn't build any of them, which sucked, because it's a complete pain in the arse hunting through record sheets to find the exact locations and stuff for the equipment, because I want to try and get them as close as possible. There was a commando on the previous week's videos that wasn't 100% right, and that's because the engine that it says it should have by MechWarrior Alliance rules, I couldn't put the SRM in that location, because with Artemis it adds an extra slot. So it wouldn't fit, even though it's supposed to be there. It was very annoying. But going forward, I want to try and keep it as close as humanly possible. So yeah, if it's available, I can do it. Otherwise, kind of shit out of luck with that, unfortunately. Oh yeah, this last bit. This last bit was some smug Locust pilot who thought he was dead smart by wasting everyone's time. I'd understand if he was running around trying to get kills, but he was literally just hiding behind buildings, and then he made some snarky thing about don't shoot torsos on Locust, go for legs. To the rest of my team, it was like, well, I had a light PPC, so me trying to hit a fast-moving Locust with that is pretty damn hard to do. And the rest of the team, they really were trying to kill him. It's just, yeah, Locust lag shield. So yeah, you're not exactly showing off by being, you know, oh look, I can hide behind a building and not do anything for the whole match. It just wastes everybody's time, to be honest. You know, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do something with your sort of last dying breath. You may as well go out and try and take down a heavier mech or something. At least you get more points. But whatever, that's the end of this one. So thanks everyone for joining. We have a good week, and we'll see you for the next Chariant series as they come along. So yeah, guys, just trying to fill the time now, isn't it? Warhammer 2C looks alright. Big old, it looks a bit like a Kodiak on the chest. Then again, the Hatamoto Chi, if you have a look at that, looks like a little pug face. You look at the art at the right angle. Yeah, still, it's kind of fun. I'll be interested to see it. Maybe we'll get more on scenes going forward. Yeah. So, oh, there's the credits. What are you eating there, bro? What are you eating? Eating crisps?
Onion rings.
He's eating onion rings. Onion rings are nice. I like pickled onion personally. Where's all the pickled onion? Somebody send me boxes of pickled onion. Do it now. Get rid of the fucking pickled onion.